So this is the question on sentence placement. So it says that this transition was sparked by new theories of minds and ideas. So prior to the sentence, definitely we need something that refers this transition. Okay. And moreover, this transition says that there is a kind of a change or a shift. Okay. So let's see what is the case. So maybe a follow-up explanation to this statement will going to tell us about more of the shift and something. So let's directly get into the passage and then understand where we can actually put in this particular blank. So in the 17th century, consciousness began to take on a uniquely modern sense. Okay. So 17th century mein consciousness began to take upon a uniquely modern sense. It connected with other important issues of debates during the 17th century, including debates over the transparency of the mental, animal consciousness, and innate ideas. Okay. Now, that is the correct answer is one. Okay. Now, why one is the correct answer here is that because it kinds of connects the historical change with its intellectual causes. Okay. So the before sentences देखेंगे, so it talks about कि in the 17th century consciousness begins to take on a uniquely modern sense. और अगर after blank देखेंगे, so it connected with other important issues of debate during the 17th century, including debates over the transparency of the mental, consciousness, and the innate ideas. Okay. So we can see here that the missing sentence kinds of explain why or how this shift occurred. Okay. So it says that consciousness began to take on a unique modern sense. Okay. And this transition, so कौन सा transition हुआ कि consciousness began to take on a unique modern sense. So this transition was sparked by new theories of minds and ideas. And what are those new theories of minds and ideas? So that includes the debate over the transparency of the mental, animal conscious, and innate ideas. So that's the reason that this is the correct answer is one, right? Now, additionally, consciousness was tied closely to moral identity with both French and Latin, lacking even a linguistic distinction between consciousness and conscience. Okay. Now, the sentence before and after. Okay. So now here we can see that the paragraph is now getting more into a philosophical discussion. Okay. And that how consciousness was connected, right? Inserting the sentence here would not add it, no, because there's no transition that this transition was sparked by new theories. ट्रांजिशन क्या हुआ ओके ये तो बता रहा है ना कि इंक्लूडिंग डिबेट्स ओवर द ट्रांसपेरेंसी ऑफ द मेंटल और दे से एडिशनली कॉन्शियसनेस वाज टाइड तो इन सब के अलावा कॉन्शियसनेस वाज टाइड there's no transition that is being kind of highlighted here in this sentence, right? Now, option number this third says that yeah, so additionally, consciousness was tied closely to moral identity, with both French and Latin lacking even a linguistic distinction between consciousness and conscience. This semantic shift, okay, so this transition and this semantic shift will be a kind of redundancy, okay. तो यहाँ पे वो दोनों एक साथ नहीं आ सकते because the missing sentence also talks about the transition, okay, and this is also talking about the shift, right? So this semantic shift marked a philosophical division between the psychological or phenomenal aspects of thought and a moral sensibility as well. Okay, so this is again semantic shift marked the psychological, and this again it would be kind of a repetition about it. Okay, fourth may it cannot come here because this kind of the author somewhat has reached this conclusion. Okay, so it's kind of discussing what is the implication of this text. Okay, so inserting maybe the transition and the cause of that transition was the new theories of minds and idea. So that is not the case. Okay, new theories of minds and ideas were when there were the debates over the transparency of the mental and so on. So that's the reason that the fourth is the answer. I hope you got this.